Hello everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me today. Now today we're going to be making this bag. It's like a satchel or a rucksack and it's made using the gift bag punch board, and I've also used Foxy Friends and the Labeler alphabet set. Now this would be absolutely perfect for fitting sweets in, or if it's for a new baby, using the alphabet. Just grab it here. So using this alphabet set, using writing out new baby on there would be absolutely perfect, and you can fit some like baby shoes in there or other little baby gifts inside. So this actually opens up, and I've stuck some Velcro on there as well, so there's a lot of space in there for some gifts. Okay, so let's get on with showing you how to make it. So I've made mine from craft cardstock. I don't believe this is in stock anymore at Stampin'Up, but as it's just a plain craft card, you can pick this up anywhere. So, but you do need a 12 by 12 piece, so you can actually substitute this for any other 12 by 12 card. So this measures 12 by 5, and this will be our lid. This measures 3 5/8, and we may have to trim it down depending on our sizing here and how accurate we are. So that measures 3 by 5/8 and by 5. We'll move that aside. So this is the gift bag punch board, and it will do these triangles here to help us close our box or our bag that we're making. So our first score line is going to be here. So I'm just going to measure that up to there, punch, score along the side, so the horizontal, and then we're going to be using the L's for large, so we'll be scoring down like so. So then what we do is we move this along to the start line here. Let's line that up. We're going to punch again, and then we're going to use this triangle here and then score down and then score across again. And then there's also side 2 here, so we score down there. So then we take this furthest line and we line that up with our start line. And now we're going to make another one of these. So we're going to punch again, score the horizontal and score the L. Move it along again, and we're going to do our last side piece. So punch again, do our triangle, middle piece, side 2, I think we do with the horizontal, yep, and then we move along again, and we're just going to line up the last line here, and there we go. We're gonna snip that bit off. So that's the basic cutting done. I'm going to grab my scissors and taper these ends off. Got a bit of glue stuck on my scissors there, I need to clean those. Okay, so now we're going to burnish our score lines. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just lining up these edges here, just to make sure that I do actually get my creases down quite square. And I'll fold up the flaps. Okay, and now we're going to give these side pieces a bit of glue there. Dried glue. Okay, so we're just going to help these side pieces here just to fold inwards. This will help when we put the box together. So I'm just going to carefully and very gently bend those in the way that they need to go. There we go. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to grab the fast fuse and I'm going to put that along the edge there. Fold that in, and there we go, there we have our box, well, half our box. Okay, so this is going to be the back, because this is our seam line here. So this is going to be the back. And at the front, I'm just going to press that down. I'm going to draw some faux stitch lines, just like here. It's easier to decorate it before we actually stick everything together and glue everything down. So all you have to do is take your Stampin' chalk marker or any other white gel pen that you may have. Any white pen will work. And we're just going to draw little dashes across like that. Okay, so that's that one done. And then we're going to take our other piece here for our lid. I'm going to take a corner rounder. I've put mine away, so I'll just quickly go and find that. Okay, I found it. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, they've all fallen out. They've all fallen out of this little piece here. It collects all the ends. Okay, so we're going to do the same for this one now. Okay, so that's our lid done, and before we actually stick this onto the back there, we're going to do some heat embossing. So I've used some white heat embossing powder on that leaf detail there. But before we move on to that bit, we're going to get everything stuck down. So working out, this flap is the last one to be stuck down, so I'm just going to add, if you can see, I'm going to add a few bits of adhesive here and here where my finger and thumb are. There's going to be a few bits at the centre here that's going to be exposed once the actual box is put together. So that's holding in place there. And another bit of fuse just there. And now we can get everything stuck down together, making sure that your bag is square. There we go, just use your bone folder or a pen just to press everything down. Okay, so we've got that bit made. Now onto our stamping. So we're going to be starting off with our foxy friends, and this one just like there. If I can find it, there we are. I'm going to need my large block for this one. I still haven't cleaned off my foam. I will do one day. Okay, so as we're heat embossing, we're going to use our embossing buddy. This is just an anti-static powder. And we're also going to be using our Versamark watermark pad. So get that pressed down. I'm going to want it around about here. I'll leave that there while I quickly grab my white heat embossing powder. Okay, that's ready to heat emboss. I have one slight mark there. I think that's part of it. It's not showing up on this one, so I'm going to quickly wipe that off with a paintbrush. This is a dry paintbrush. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my heat gun, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm all preheated. Okay, so that's ready for our stamping now, so I'm going to set that aside just to dry. And we're going to be moving on to our set, and I also have the coordinating punch as well. So first off, I'm going to be punching all the bits we're going to need. So we're going to be needing the tail. I'm going to be doing a grey, like a raccoon sort of creature. So I'm just going to discard the bits I don't need. So I need that tail and the body and the rest and the head there. So the rest I'm going to be using the details for stamping, so I can discard the rest. Okay, so we're going to be needing the eyes. It's good to work out which pieces you need before you actually get stamping. So that's the face as well. I'm going to need the tail and the stripy bit of the tail, the body and the head and the legs. I always forget the legs, but we need the legs. I don't think we need that piece because it's part of that one. Okay, I think we've got everything. And also another thing, while you're stamping, I have stamped a tree, and this is in Pear Pizzazz. So you'll be using the small tree here, which is that one there. Okay, so let's get everything mounted up. I'm using Smoky Slate, and I don't actually have a darker shade or a lighter shade of the grey, so we're going to be doing some stamping off as well. So let's grab the body. This is going to be our lighter shade, so I'm just going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp off on the side, and then I'm going to position this over my cutout and press that down. There's the body. We're going to do the same with the head as well. So this is an actual great way of making the most out of your ink pads. Oh, that's a bit off centre. We'll try again. Oh, that's a little better. I'll probably do another one of those off camera, so I'll pause the film and then I'll quickly do another one. So let's carry on with our tail. There we go. There's the tail, and then moving on to the stripy bit of the tail. We're not going to do any stamping off now. There we go. And now I'm just going to quickly redo this head, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm having a few problems with my punch, so I'm going to have to call Stampin'Up and see if I can get that replaced. So we're just going to have to carry on as we are. So we're going to start off with the face with the mask. There we go, and let's take that off. Go with the legs now. And then for the eyes, I'm going to use black. There we go, there's our cute fox face. I'm also going to just trim this out slightly, just to get rid of the white border. I'm just going to do this off camera because the light's a bit better. There we go, that kind of hides it. Okay, and now what we can do is we can assemble our fox. I'm going to have him popped up, so I'm just going to do his tail first. Bit of Tombow. There we go. Okay, so I've also used circle dies. So these are the layering circle framelit dies, and I've used, I think it's this one here, which is 2 1/4 inch, and I'm going to grab 2-inch circle punch. And stick that in the centre. Okay, so with this one here, I've done this one off centre there, and I've added the tree there. That's still drying. I'm going to pop him down there, and then I'm going to grab a dimensional. I was going to move his head down a bit lower, but now it's stuck down, I'm just going to leave it. And then I've already pre-stamped my hello, and I've just inked the edges by dabbing it onto my ink pad, just like that, and that's just inked the edges around. And then I'm just going to stick that on. I have used some dimensionals, so I'm going to snip up a couple of little pieces. Just these tiny ones here. There we go. Go down a bit lower actually. There we go. Okay, so we can now get ready to stick that onto our box like that, but we're going to be sticking that on last. So let me just quickly tidy up and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm all tidied, and I've had to turn my little light on because the sun's gone behind some quite dark clouds. So we're going to start off by sticking this one onto there. So I'm going to use Tombow glue for this because it's really strong, and this is actually quite a lot of pressure just here as it bends round. So I did originally use fast fuse, but that only kept it stuck down for about a day, and then it popped up. But this glue will keep it down. So taking our, oh, no, I'm going to start off with this way, and take the back cover and stick it on like so. Just test it to make sure that you're happy with where it's going to go. Yep, I'm happy with that, so let's stick that down. So make sure it's straight and lined up on both ends. And I also went round with the white pen. I'll do that after filming, just so that it matches. So we need to leave that to set completely now before we start to try and bend it round. We don't want anything coming undone, so I want to make sure that doesn't look straight to me. Okay, that's straight now, so I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our little handles that go on the back here. So these measure 1/2 inch, yep, 1/2 inch by 4, and then we're going to score at 1 inch and 3.5. Okay, just get those folded down. Bone folder. Try and make sure that they're straight. We don't want any wonky handles. Tombow glue for these as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly add some more glue to this one. And I'm going to line these up just like that. Press those down and just hold them there. They're more or less even. Now originally I did this with fuse, so it did stick down almost immediately. But you do need a tiny bit of extra time for the Tombow to take. Okay, I'm going to set those aside to dry. I'm going to keep an eye on these handles because they may pop up once I've set it aside, and then I'll be back in a moment to finish off the front. Okay, so that's pretty much all set now. It's still got a few hours to go, I'd say, until it's like proper solidly set, but we can still work with it. So we're going to be adding on our Velcro strips. Now these are stick-on for fabrics and they're ovals. You can get them at haberdasheries or on Amazon. And that's where I got mine from Amazon. So quickly grab these out. So they are self-adhesive, so I'm just going to stick this one, which is the one with, oh, they're really sticky, the one with the hooks, and I'm going to stick that onto the fuzzy felty one. Is all soft, fuzzy felty, and then we're going to stick this, which I'm going to stick it here. Then I'll know what I'm working with and what space I have. God, these are really sticky. Okay, so get that down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and keep our sides lined up. And then try and get the space we need to have this on show as well. So there's a few things you need to have lined up while you're pressing this down. And just press that down. You can put something inside the box as well just to hold it in place. And then I'm just going to peel that up, and then I'm going to give these a good pressing. So they have gone on a bit wonky, but I don't need that for this one. So just press that down. Just spend a bit more time making sure you don't put it on wonky, but they were sticking to my fingers quite a bit. Put those aside, so that's that one done, and now we can add our finishing touches. So I've just put that aside here, so we can add that onto here. So I'm going to use glue again. I don't want to add glue to the bottom bit because that bit's going to be on show, so I think we'll be alright for the majority of the space there. It's always good to double check when you're gluing stuff down which bits are going to be on show and exposed and which ones you actually do need to glue down. Okay, so that's glued down. Okay, and that's our little satchel finished. Lovely and dinky and cute. I love these. I want to make a whole bunch of them. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. If you need any of the measurements, they're all on my blog, and the link will be down below, and with some further photos as well. If you do end up making these, and yeah, please do share them with me, and I'd love to see what you guys have thought about what to put inside them. I don't have any new babies or anything to give away, so I am going to save these for something special. So these are going to go in my special stash box. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.